Charles D. Brown.
Baltimore County Police Chief Jim Johnson reads the names of victims killed by gun violence during a ceremony in Washington. Johnson has been one of the more visible law enforcement officials on Capitol Hill, pressing lawmakers to strengthen the nation's gun laws.
This is not about keeping guns out of Americans' hands. This is about keeping the guns away from people who should not own them.
Johnson wants lawmakers to ban certain types of assault-style weapons with high-capacity ammunition magazines that he says facilitates mass killings. He testified before Congress just weeks after a mentally ill gunman used assault weapons to kill 26 people, including children and educators at the Sandy Hook Elementary School in Connecticut.
It is common to find many shell casings at crime scenes when you go out and you investigate these days. Victims are being riddled with multiple gunshots.
Johnson heads the National Law Enforcement Partnership to Prevent Gun Violence. The group is also calling for nationwide background checks for people buying guns at gun shows and the internet. Statistics indicate 40% of all guns transferred occur at gun shows. Under current law, background checks are required for purchases handled by the country's 55,000 licensed gun dealers.
We know background checks work. Nearly 2 million prohibited purchasers were stopped during about a 15-year period. The dealer that you buy the gun from has a record of that sale. So if the police need to do an investigation because they're looking at a homicide or shooting, there's a record for police to go back to and try to recreate the chain of custody.
Many gun rights advocates say the focus on gun control, even in light of recent mass shootings, is misguided. Virginia gun store owner Earl Curtis.
Mental health is really the issue here instead of gun control.
Opponents of proposed legislation also say the measures would punish law-abiding gun owners and do nothing to stop gun violence. Maryland recently adopted stricter gun control laws that ban the sale of assault-style weapons in the state and limits magazines to 10 bullets. Chief Johnson says such measures will save lives and not infringe on citizens' right to own firearms.
I want to protect citizens. I'm a protector. I want to protect my police officers, my own son, who's a police officer. And I think we can achieve both these objectives without infringing on anyone's rights.
Analysts say the fate of broader gun control legislation is uncertain in light of strong opposition in Congress to an assault weapons ban or expanded background checks for purchases at gun shows. Chris Simkins, VOA News, Washington.